cache, how to work with Redis, and how to integrate Spring Boot application with Redis server we discussed in the last session. In today's session, we are going to talk about Jmeter. Our today's agenda is Jmeter. So what is Jmeter? Why we are going to learn this Jmeter? Jmeter is an open source software given by Apache organization. Jmeter is an open source. Jmeter is an open source software given by Apache organization. Jmeter is an open source software given by Apache organization. Jmeter software developed by using Java. Jmeter is a standalone application. Jmeter is a standalone application. Using Jmeter developed by using Java. Jmeter developed by using Java language. Jmeter is used to implement performance test on the applications. Jmeter is used to implement performance test on the applications. Performance test on the applications. Got it? What is a Jmeter? Who developed this Jmeter software and why we are going to use this Jmeter? Jmeter is an open source software given by Apache organization. Jmeter is an open source software given by Apache organization. Jmeter is a standalone application. Jmeter developed by using Java language. Jmeter is used to implement performance test on the applications. What is performance testing? Guys, could you please tell me what is performance testing? Could you please tell me what is performance testing? It is the process of verifying application stability and responsiveness. Performance testing is used to verify application stability and responsiveness. Performance testing is used to verify application stability and responsiveness. Performance testing is used to verify application stability and responsiveness. Application stability and responsiveness we can verify by using performance testing. To implement performance testing, we will do performance testing. Performance testing will done by using virtual users. Performance testing will be implemented using virtual users, with the help of virtual users. Now here guys, whenever we develop our application, that application will be running inside a server. Now our application will be running inside a server. So this application will be accessing by clients. Users will be available, clients will be available in order to access our application. Clients will be available in order to access my application. Are you getting my point? Application is available. For our application, clients will be available. These people are going to access our application. These are called as clients. Clients will be sending a request to our application. When clients are sending a request to access this application, we need to understand, is this application working as expected or not? How much time it is taking to respond. It is taking to respond. How much time? What is the response time? What is response time of our application? For 100 users, what is the response time? For 1000 users, what is the response time? That means how much time our application is taking to respond with 100 users, with 1000 users, with 1 lakh users, or with 10,000 users, with 10,000 users, how much time our application is responding? For 10,000 users, how much time our application is taking to respond? For 1 lakh, for 1 lakh users, how much time it is taking to respond? What is the response time of our application for 100 users, for 1000 users, for 10,000 users, for 1 lakh users, for 1 million users, for 1 million? If 1 million users are accessing our application, then what is the response time of our application? That we are going to identify by using this performance testing. Now guys, when you purchase a product, for example, you are going to purchase a bike. When you purchase a bike, are you going to ask what is the mileage of the bike, and what is the CC, what is the capacity of the bike, how much weight that bike can carry, how much speed that bike can go, and how much mileage that bike is giving? Are you going to ask the details in the showroom, or directly go to the showroom, pay the money and bring the bike? Will you check the details of the bike before purchasing? Come on. Will you check the details of the bike before purchasing, or directly you will go to showroom and give 1 lakh rupees, whatever the bike is available in the showroom in the first place, bring that bike and come to home? Will you do that, or you will check the details of the bike? We will check the details. The same thing when you want to go for car purchase. Now, when you want to purchase a car with 20 lakhs budget, you have 20 lakh rupees to purchase a car. Go to nearest showroom, give 20,000 rupees and take the car whichever is available in the showroom and come to your home. Will anybody do like that? Will anybody do like that? Go to showroom, pay 20,000 rupees, whichever the car is available, ready in the showroom, at the showroom. So take that car and come to home? No. We will do n number of checks, right? Which brand we want to purchase. In that brand, suppose for example, if you go for Hyundai, what is the model you want? Okay. And top end or basic model you want to go, or medium model you want to go, top end model you want to go. What is the capacity of the car? What is the capacity of the car? How much seating available for the car? Sound system is available for the car or not? What is the AC? How many airbags are available? What is the capacity of the dicky for the car? What is the mileage of the car? And you will do test drive also, how that car performance is there, whether you are feeling comfortable with that seating capacity or not. N number of checks you will do to purchase a car, and you will do a trial also, test drive also you are going to do. Test drive also you are going to do to purchase a car. So similarly, just for 10 lakh rupees car, 1 lakh rupees bike, we are checking all the details. We are going to purchase a bike with 1 lakh. We will check so many details. What is the capacity of the bike? What is the CC of the bike? What is the mileage of the bike? How much petrol we can fill in that bike tank? What is the tank capacity? How the brakes are there? How clutch movement is there? Okay, how wheels are there? We are going to check lot of things when we are purchasing a bike with 1 lakh. Right. When you are purchasing a car with 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs, we will do test drive and all. Now, think about client. Client is paying crores of rupees for the project. Clients are paying crores of rupees for the project development. When a client is paying crores of rupees, will client check performance of the project, or client directly pay the money and take the projects? Client will directly pay the money and take the project, or clients will do the performance checking for the project? Guys, clients will pay the money clients will pay the money and will take the project directly, or clients will do performance checking for the projects? Come on. Clients will pay the money, will check the performance of the project. So whenever we develop a project, we need to provide our project statistics to the client. That means how our project is going to run. What is the average response time of our project? If 100 users access our project at a time, what is the average response time? If 1000 users access our application at a time, what is the average response time? If 10,000 users access our application at a time, what is the average response time? If 1 lakh users access at a time, what is the average response time? If 1 million users access at a time, then what is the average response time? We need to identify all these details. If our application performance is not good, then we need to fix that issue and we need to improve the performance. If application performance is not good, clients will not use our application, then users will not use our application. We will lose the business and we will lose our brand. It will impact on our revenue. So applications should be super fast in the execution. Then only customers will use our applications. If application performance is not good, we will lose our business. So how to identify our application performance is good or bad? That's where performance testing comes into picture. In the real time, for every project we are going to implement that performance testing. Okay, what is the performance testing? Why we are going to do the performance testing? Performance testing is used to verify application stability and responsiveness. Performance testing is used to verify application stability and responsiveness. Got my point? Performance testing is used to verify application stability and responsiveness. Performance testing will be implemented with the help of virtual users. Now, I want to test my application with 1000 users. If 1000 users log into my application, what is the behavior of my application? So can I recruit 1000 testers to test my application? Can I recruit 1000 testers to test my application to check the performance? So are we going to do the performance testing manually, or we are going to do the performance testing with virtual users? We will do performance testing with virtual users. Right. What is performance testing? Performance testing is used to verify application stability and responsiveness. That means how application is responding when we are accessing. That means when multiple users are accessing, how that application is responding, and whether application is stable or not. That means, is it responding continuously without fail? Is it responding continuously without fail? What is the bottleneck of the application? That means when this application will fail, 100 users, it is responding, okay. 1000 users also it is responding, okay. 10,000 also responding, 1 lakh also responding, 1 million also responding, 1 crore also responding. Then what about bottleneck? Bottleneck means failure point. We need to understand the failure point. Right. Now, if 1 million users it is responding, when I increase from 1 million to 2 million, application server crashing. So that is 2 million users is the bottleneck for my application. If 2 million users access my application, it is not going to respond because the load is increased on the server, the out of memory issues are coming in the server, our server is crashing, our server is taking more and more time to respond, application is hanging. Like that we need to tell to the client, hey client, if 100 users access our application, within 10 milliseconds it will respond. That is the average response time. If 1000 users access at a time, it is taking 25 milliseconds to respond. Okay. Or it is taking 50 milliseconds to respond, or it is taking 1 second to respond. 1000 users. Okay, if 10,000 users accessing our application, it is taking 2 seconds to respond. If 1 lakh users are accessing, it is taking 3 seconds to respond. If 1 million users are accessing, it is taking 4 seconds to respond. For 2 million users, bottleneck nothing but failure point. Application will not respond when 2 users access at a time. So like this, we need to do the performance testing, and we need to provide the results of the performance testing to the client. Now client will decide that, okay, 2 million users is the bottleneck. That means 2 million users cannot access my application at a time. Then client will tell that, hey Ashok, my application should be accessible by 1 crore people at a time. Tell me, how can we achieve that? Then we need to increase our infrastructure. Instead of running the project in one server, we need to run the project with the load balancing. If you run the project in one server cannot handle 2 million requests at a time. Application is failing. Now client business, depends upon the client business, client will suggest, do we need to support for 2 million users, or client business may not reach to 2 million users? That client will tell that. If a client business is a e-commerce business, then maybe 2 million, 20 lakh people can access if there is a offer. If there is a big billion day, 20 million users can access, 10 million users also can access. Then how can we support for more number of users? Then we need to go for a load balancing concept. We need to spend the money for the infrastructure. We need to scale our application. Are you guys able to understand what is performance testing and why it is important? Performance testing is used to verify application stability and responsiveness. That means how that application is responding for the users. What is the capacity of our application? What is the stability of our application? What is the responsiveness of the application? Everything we are going to understand through performance testing. Performance testing is used to verify application stability and responsiveness. Performance testing will be implemented with the help of virtual users. Performance testing will be implemented with the help of virtual users. What is the response time of our application? That we need to identify through performance testing. For now, my application is running in a server. So clients will be available to access our application. Nothing but public users will be available who are going to access our application. For 100 users, what is the time? So whenever we are giving the project delivery to the client, we need to submit this report also. When we are delivering a project to the client, we need to submit this report also. Hey client, we have done the performance dry run. Dry run means sample testing. Okay, so we have done the performance testing. When we have done the performance testing, we have experimented with these users to count virtually. For 100 users, application is taking 10 milliseconds only to respond, because 100 requests are very small number for a server. Now, for 1000 users we have done the testing. For 1000 users average it is taking 1 second. And for 10,000 users it is taking 3 seconds. For 1 million users it is taking 4 seconds. For 2 million it is failing. So our server capacity is up to 1 million. When you want to go for 2 million, then we need to increase the infrastructure of our application. That we need to suggest it to the client. And whenever we have done this performance testing, we need to figure out, guys, here UI is available for our application, user interface is available for our application, then controller layer is available for our application, service layer is available for our application, DAO layer is available for our application, database also available for our application. When application is taking more time, it is not only because of your code, it may be because of front-end rendering, it may be because of your web layer request response, it may be because of your service layer business logic, maybe you are writing some unnecessary loops, unnecessary objects you are creating, maybe your queries are not optimized, your DB is taking more time to execute the query. You need to optimize the SQL queries. We need to optimize the code in our application. So where it is taking more time, where it is, which component is taking more time, which component is taking more time to execute, that also we have to identify. Which component is taking more time for execution. Is it at the UI side? Is it that UI is taking more time to respond? Is that controller layer is taking more time to respond? Is that service layer taking more time to respond? Is the DAO layer taking more time to respond? Is the database is taking more time to respond? Which one is taking more time to respond? Is it UI? Is it web? Is it service? Is it DAO? Is it database? Which is taking more time? Sometimes some queries may take more time to execute. When you write a join queries, you are not experienced with the joins. You may write some incorrect join, then query may go to more time to execute. Sometimes you will write a procedure to execute. Sometimes you may write a procedure to execute. The procedure is having some loops. Nested loops are available in the procedure. Maybe because of that, it will take more time. Or you have a business logic. In the business logic, you may have implemented some loops. Instead of one loop, you might have executed multiple loops. You may have a nested loops. Your request and response processing is binding request JSON data to the Java object to JSON binding. If your JSON is having 20,000 lines, then it may take more time to convert the JSON to Java, Java to JSON. Rendering the data at the UI side, which component is taking more time, that we have to figure out. And we need to fix that performance problem also. That is the responsibility of the developer only. In the real time, we need to do all these things, guys. Developer means not just writing the code and committing in the repository. Developer means you need to do the work with the quality. I told you, it is not important how many lines of coding you are doing in a day. How much quality is there for your code? That is important in the industry. So when you do the task implementation as a developer, whenever you have implemented the code, you need to check whether that code is working as per the requirement or not. That is the first step. We need to do the unit testing, whether the code is working as expected or not. First step. Second step, whether our code is following the coding standards or not. Do the code review by using SonarQube. Your code should have a quality. After that, you need to do the performance testing for your code. How much time your code is taking to execute? Which component is taking for your requirement? Which component is taking more time to execute? What is the average response time if 1 million users access your application? How much time DAO is taking? How much time service is taking? How much time web is taking? How much time UI is taking to respond? What is the total execution time of our application? As a developer, you need to do all these things for your code. When we are delivering a project to the client will ask a performance report also. Client will ask the company, hey, you are going to deliver a project. Could you please show me performance report? What is the average response time of my application? How many users can access my application at a time? What is the bottleneck of my application? How can we support for more number of users? I want my application to be stable for 1 crore users also. What needs to be done? All these things that client is going to ask. So in order to understand the performance of the application, we need to implement a performance test on the application. So performance test we are going to do by using virtual users. Now, if I want to test my application performance with 1 lakh users, can we recruit 1 lakh testers and can we ask them, ready, 1, 2, 3, start, click on login button? Can I tell to people to do the login at a time for 1 lakh users? Come on, recruit the 1 lakh users, 1 lakh testers, keep all of them in the room, all the 1 lakh people, ready, start, 1, 2, 3, dabao login button. That's impossible. Right. How we will do that performance testing for the application? Performance testing we will do with the real users, or performance testing we will do with the virtual users? Performance testing we will do with virtual users only. Virtual user, that means we will create the users by using a software. How to create the virtual testers to test our application? That's where Jmeter software came into market. What is this Jmeter? Jmeter is an open source software given by Apache organization. Jmeter is a standalone application. That is, it is a desktop application that we need to download from the website. So Jmeter software developed by using which programming language? Jmeter software developed by using Java language. Then what is the use of this Jmeter? Jmeter is used to implement performance test on the applications. Web applications performance test can be done by using Jmeter. Can I do the performance testing for the .NET application by using Jmeter? Can I do the performance testing for .NET application by using Jmeter? Is it possible? Yes or no? Yes, it is possible. Any technology, any web application performance can be tested by using Jmeter. Jmeter is a tool which is used to test performance testing, which is used to do performance testing for any web application. Any REST API, any web application can be tested by using Jmeter. Jmeter is a tool. Jmeter is an open source tool. Jmeter is a tool which is an open source tool, open source software developed by Apache organization. Jmeter is a standalone application. Jmeter developed by using Java. Jmeter is used to implement performance test on the applications. It is developed by using Java. That it doesn't mean that only for Java. The software developed by using Java. By using this software, you can test any kind of application, any web application. Jmeter is an open source software given by Apache. Jmeter is a standalone application. Jmeter developed by using Java language. Jmeter is used to implement performance test on the applications. So PHP application can be tested, .NET application can be tested, Java application can be tested, Python application also can be tested by using this Jmeter. Right, Jmeter is a performance testing software. Sir, what are the other tools available to do the performance testing in the market? Apart from the Jmeter, what is the other software available? There is a software called Load Runner. There is a software called Load Runner. Load Runner software given by HP company. This is a commercial software we have to purchase. There is a other software is available which is called HP Load Runner. HP Load Runner. HP Load Runner is the commercial software. HP Load Runner is also available in the market. That is a commercial software. Jmeter is open source. You no need to purchase the Jmeter because it is open source software. Directly you can download it and you can use it. If you want to go for a commercial software, then you need to go for Load Runner. Then you need to go for Load Runner. Are you guys clear with my point? Are you guys clear with my point? Jmeter is an open source software given by Apache organization. Jmeter is a standalone application. Jmeter developed using Java language. Jmeter is used to implement performance test on the application. So if you want to go for a commercial software, then HP Load Runner is available. Some companies will use HP Load Runner also. Right. What is performance testing? To identify or to verify stability and responsiveness of the application, we are going to use this. Performance testing will be implemented with virtual users. Now we are going to prepare a performance test report on 10 users, 20 users, 100 users, 1000 users, 10,000 users, 1 lakh, 1 million, 2 million, like that. So the main aim of the performance testing to identify average response time of our application and identify what is the bottleneck of our application. So when application performance is not good, so which component is taking more time to execute, that also we have to identify and we need to figure out that issue. Now let's go to official website of the Jmeter. Let's go for official website of the Jmeter. Guys, some people asked for Java new features. So Java new features batch is starting from 6th January by Mr. Karthik. He is my colleague. and he's very good. Java, he's basically architect position. He's having more than 11 plus years of experience in the Java development. So you can, if anybody want to attend Java new features, he is going to cover multiple version features, 8, 9 and 11 version features he is going to cover. It is going to take approximately 20 days to 25 days of time for the Java new features. Okay, fine guys. All right, let's go to Apache Jmeter. Let's go to Apache Jmeter. Now can you see here? Apache Jmeter is an Apache project that can be used as a load testing tool for analyzing and measuring the performance of a variety of services with a focus on web applications. Okay, so for web applications, we are going to do the load testing. I mean to say performance testing by using this Jmeter. Right now, it is written in which language, guys? Jmeter is written in which language? It is written in the Java. Got it? Go to official website of the Jmeter. Apache Jmeter application is an open source software, 100% pure Java application designed to do load test functional behavior and measure performance. It was originally designed for testing web applications, but has since expanded for other test functions also. Initially, the Apache company developed this software to do the testing only for web application. Later point of time, they have extended that functionality to do the other test also. Okay, by using Apache Jmeter, you can do the testing on web applications like Java, Node, PHP, ASP.NET. Any kind of web application can be tested by using Jmeter by sending HTTP and HTTPS request. SOAP and RESTful services you can test. Database you can test. JMSS you can test, mail servers you can test, and all. Like this, there are several options are available to do the testing. Download the releases. Apache Jmeter requires Java 8+. So as this software is developed by using Java, so you need to have minimum Java 8 version to run this Apache Jmeter in your system. So Apache Jmeter is going to develop. Apache Jmeter is developed by using Java only. So you need to have the Java, Java software installed in order to use this software or in order to run this software. Okay, go here and click on this zip file. Download this Apache Jmeter zip file. You got that Apache Jmeter software. So from here, you can download that Apache Jmeter zip. You can download Apache Jmeter from this zip. Jmeter.apache.org. Download Jmeter. Under the binaries, you have Apache Jmeter.zip file. From here, you can download that zip. From here, you can download that zip. Are you guys able to download it? Yes. Now go here, extract all. Extract the files. Okay, what is the issue in extraction? Access to compressed zip folder is denied. Before you extract files, you must change the permissions for this compressed zip folder. Okay, yeah. Let me check it. Do I have the software already? Yeah, here I have the software. Let me check with the Jmeter. No, I don't have it. Guys, are you able to download and extract the zip file? Are you guys able to download and extract that zip of the Jmeter? Yes, but why it is not working for me? Let me try this. Okay. Yep, now it's working. Apache Jmeter. Yeah, go to bin folder. Yes, I'm able to download the Jmeter software and I have extracted this. It is a standalone application, guys, no need to install. You just need to download this software. Once you have downloaded, go to bin folder. In the bin folder, there is a file to run this software. Jmeter.bat file is available. Just double click on the bat file. Just double click on the Jmeter.bat file. It is going to start our Jmeter server, Jmeter software. Bat file is a execution file in the Windows. In the Windows, we will have a bat file to execute. In the Linux, we will have sh files to execute. In the Windows, we will have the bat files. In the Linux, we will have the sh files to execute. Bat folder is available in bin folder. Bat file is available in the bin folder. If you are using in the Linux, then you need to execute SSH file. For Windows, we need to use the bat file. Jmeter.bat. Yes, now see here, guys, Jmeter software is started. Now my Jmeter software is opened. Suppose, for example, let me show you once again. We have downloaded the Jmeter zip file. We have extracted that zip. Now go to bin. There is a Jmeter.bat. Just click on it. Now it is going to open Jmeter software. Now see here, Apache Jmeter software opened for us. So this is the Jmeter tool that got opened for us. This is the Jmeter tool that got opened. I will show you how to create a test and how to run the test. Let me go to our REST API. Let me take one REST API and let me do the testing on the REST API. Okay, launch this workspace. I will take one REST API and I will do the test on the REST API. And we'll see what is the time it is taking to respond. Okay. Yep. Look and feel dark leaf. We have Windows. Yes, now right. I change it to white color background. Here in the options we have look and feel. You can change it. Windows, right? You can change to options look and feel metal background. Okay, look and feel dark. This color changes are there. Options look and feel to Windows. Now white color it is coming. That's fine. Okay, so all of you able to understand how to launch this Jmeter? Are you able to understand how to start this Jmeter? Right. So Jmeter is started. Now don't close this command prompt, guys. We have started jmeter.bat file. We should not close this. It should be up and running. Right. So my command prompt is running now. I have here REST API. Let me create one simple REST API for testing. File new Spring Starter project. So let me create one project as 06 Spring REST API. One dummy project I'm going to create just to give the response. Web and Dev Tools. Next and finish. Yep. Project is getting created. It got created. Now let me go to start class. Let me make my start class as a REST controller. @REST controller. I'm making my start class as a REST controller. Alright, now let me go here. Public string welcome. So I'm going to return welcome to Ashok IT. Yes, here we are going to represent this as a get mapping slash welcome. Get mapping slash welcome. Right. So my REST API is ready, guys. Let's try to run this REST API. Let's try to run this REST API. Right click, run as boot app. Right click, run as boot app. It is going to run on the port number 8080. I have not configured any custom port, so by default port is 8080. Running. Yes, started. Now go here. Localhost colon 8080/welcome. Is my REST API up and running? Is my REST API up and running? Yes. Now I want to do the testing for the REST API. Now I want to do the testing for the REST API. Guys, when we are testing for the REST API, I want to monitor my CPU utilization also. I want to monitor my CPU utilization also. Okay, so currently, what is the utilization of my CPU? What is the utilization of my CPU? It is around 50 to 60, it is 70, going there, ups, downs are available in my CPU utilization. My system RAM is 8 GB. My system RAM is 8 GB. So approximately 6 GB RAM, 6.7 GB, 6.8 GB RAM is getting utilized here. RAM utilization, CPU utilization we can see in the task manager. Right. Now go to REST API is running now. REST API is running. Go to this Jmeter. Now I need to create a test in order to I need to create a test and run on the Spring Boot application to see the performance. So here test plan. Inside the test plan, right click, add threads, thread group. Now see here, guys, don't worry, this procedure I will document. I have a document class notes file available. I will share that file in the Telegram. Don't worry. So right click on the test plan, add threads, thread group. That means with how many threads you want to run the test, how many virtual users you want to test the with how many virtual users you want to test your application. So inside the test plan, I have created a thread group. How I have created a thread group? Right click on the test plan, add threads a thread group. I have created a thread group. Number of threads means 1. Number of threads means 1. If I want to test with 10 users at a time, I will give number of threads as 10. If I want to test with 100 users, I will give as 100. If I want to test with 1000 users, I will give as 1000 threads. One thread is nothing but one virtual user. Alright, first I am going with only one. Ramp up period. Ramp up period nothing but if I am going for 10 users, do you want to launch 10 users at a time or you want to add 10 users in some frequent of time? Ramp up period is 1 second. That means within 1 second 10 users will be accessing the application. If I give ramp up period as a 10 seconds, then within 10 seconds 10 users will be landing on the application. Ramp up period I am giving as 1. Loop count. How many times you want to run this loop? How many times you want to test this? How many times you want to execute your test? That you can give as a loop count. Infinite. That means continuously it will be running. I want to execute it for only 2 times. I want to execute the same test for 10 times. I want to execute the test for 100 times. Like that you can specify loop count. So currently I am creating as 1 only. So do you understand what is number of threads, what is ramp up period, and what is loop count in this thread group? Thread group nothing but how many threads you want to use to run your test. Like this. Once a thread group is created, right click, add sampler. Now, how you want to send a request to your application? My application is a REST API, so I want to test it by using HTTP request. So inside the test plan, I have created a thread group. Inside the thread group, I am creating a sampler, HTTP request. Inside the HTTP request, which protocol you want to use? HTTP. What is the server IP? Where is the server running? Server is running in the local host in my system only. What is the port number? 8080. What is the request type? Get. What is the path? /welcome. /welcome. Uncheck this redirects and keep alive. Now, here I am giving my API details to send a request. My API is expecting a HTTP request. My API running in a server. That server is available in the local host. That server is running on the port number 8080. And it is expecting a GET request. That GET request URL pattern is a /welcome. So I am giving all the details in the HTTP request I have created inside the thread group. Guys, someone is asking how this window opened. This is the Jmeter software window. When I execute the jmeter.bat file, this window is opened for me. I told you jmeter.bat file. When you double click on this file, this window will open. Jmeter software. This is the Jmeter software desktop UI, GUI. Right. So in this we are creating a thread group and we are creating HTTP request. Let me show you how to create them once again. I'm removing HTTP request. I'm removing thread group also. Now observe carefully. I have opened my Jmeter GUI software. How I opened this Jmeter GUI? I have double clicked on jmeter.bat file. Then this CMD file will open. After this CMD, this Jmeter GUI also will open. Once it is opened, we need to create a test plan in order to test our API. My API is running in the local system. This is the URL of my API. Okay. Now go to Jmeter GUI. Inside the test plan, create a thread group. Right click on the test plan, add threads, thread group. How many threads you want to run? One thread is equal to one user. Now, I want to test my application with 100 users, with 1000 users, 10,000 users, 1 lakh users, 1 million users, like that you can test it. With how many users you want to test it, you need to keep that count here, number of threads, nothing but number of users. Okay, next one, right click on thread group, add sampler. How you want to test it? By sending a HTTP request. Inside the test plan, I created a thread group. Inside the thread group, I created a sampler with a HTTP request. So protocol I am going to give as HTTP. Server is running in the local host. So I am giving server IP as a local host. Port number I am giving as 8080. Request is a get request. Path is /welcome. Path is /welcome. Uncheck this redirect. Uncheck this alive. HTTP request local host 8080 get request /welcome. Are you guys able to understand how I have created HTTP request for my API testing? Very good. Once this test is created, I can run this test, but where to monitor the results? I can run this test, but where to monitor the results? Do I need to monitor the results of this test, or I no need to monitor results of this test? Do I need to monitor these results of the test, or I no need to monitor the results of this test? We need to monitor. In order to monitor the results, we are having a listeners concept. We are having a listeners concept. Right click on the thread group, add listener. There is a listener is available. View results tree I am adding as a listener, and I am adding another listener as a summary report. So view results tree and summary report will display test execution details. Test execution details. Okay. Now, first I have created a thread group. Then I have created HTTP request in the thread group. Then I have created view results tree. Then I have created summary report. So now see here what I have done. Create a test in Jmeter. Creating and executing the test in Jmeter. Creating and executing Jmeter test. Creating and executing Jmeter test. Open Jmeter software by clicking on jmeter.bat file. Open Jmeter using jmeter.bat file. It is in bin folder. In bin folder we have this. Once you double click on this file, then Jmeter server, that Jmeter GUI will open. Create a thread group in test plan. Okay. Create HTTP request in thread group using sampler. Add listeners in thread group. Add listeners in thread group. I have added two listeners. One is view results tree. Another one is a summary report. Another one is summary report. Someone is asking, sir, how you learnt all these things? How you learnt all these things, huh? Guys, in my career, I started my work in a very startup company where 30 people are available. I worked in the startup company for 2 years. Then I mastered in the technology, because in that startup company, we need to do everything. We need to understand the requirement. We need to do the development. We need to do the testing. We need to do the deployment, everything, full stack. In the 2013, I started my career in a startup company, a small company where only 30 people are available. We used to do each and everything for the project, complete project end-to-end development, including testing. I can teach Selenium also. I implemented Selenium testing for the project. I implemented performance testing for the project. I'm a developer. At the same time, I worked on the Linux operating system for a deployment purpose. So at that start in my career gave me a lot of things technically. The 2 years, they used me like anything in a startup company. So I got experience with all these tools and technologies. If you work in a MNC company, you will not get the chance to work on these many technologies. MNC company means a process. If you are working as a developer, you need to only do the development. For testing, separate team will be available. If you go for a startup company, everything you have to do. I started my career in a startup company, so I got the chance to work with the development, testing, deployment and all. Front end, back end, everything. Those 2 years changed my life. Starting first 2 years, 2013 to 2015. In those 2 years I worked on, we used to work 18 hours per day. Because we are very small team, we need to do each and everything. 18 hours we used to work. Saturday, Sunday also we used to go office. Because at that time we have that interest to learn the concepts, interest to learn the technology. That's why I got experience with many technologies. Good. Fine, that's a different story. We can talk about that later. Let's come to our topic. Now I'm going to create a test by using Jmeter. So I created a test by using Jmeter. I opened this Jmeter software.